Today's episode of Aquatic Wetline is brought to you by Oasis Aquatics. Find your oasis today. Find your next fish at oasisaquaticsnj.com. Check out Oasis Aquatics on Facebook and Instagram.
Love African cichlids? Want to learn how to keep African cichlids? Fish keepers have been asking for an African cichlid show. Well, Aquarium is here delivering an African cichlid show. There is a special co-host from Australia who has kept African cichlids for many years. African cichlid guru Josh Watts will join Aquarium and educate us all about the African cichlid. Josh and Aquarium will discuss everything you need to know about African cichlids. We will discuss setting up African cichlid tanks, different African cichlid species from mbunas to peacocks to haps to frontosa. Everything you need to know about Africans will be discussed. Have questions you want Josh and Aquarium to answer? Simply post your questions in the comments. Now, it is our pleasure to welcome you to For the African Cichlids. Live from Australia is Josh Watts and live from Green Acres, Florida is Aquarium. Take it away, boys.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to For the African Cichlids. I'm one of your hosts, Aqua Cardinale. Our co-host, Josh Watts, will be here momentarily. Tonight, we are talking about Lake Malawi African cichlids. Lake Malawi African cichlids include mbunas, peacocks, and haps. Tonight, Josh and I are going to talk about Lake Malawi cichlids. We're going to talk about mbunas, peacocks, and haps, and everything you need to know about Lake Malawi cichlids. So if you have any questions on Lake Malawi cichlids, please go ahead and post them in the comments. Josh is going to be with us momentarily. He just had to step out for something really quick, but he'll be here within 5 minutes or so. So I can't wait to pick Josh's brain about Lake Malawi cichlids and discuss Lake Malawi cichlids with him. So I am actually going to be setting up an African aquarium for my birthday. And a majority of the African cichlids that I'm going to keep come from Lake Malawi. So I plan on keeping some peacocks and some haps from Lake Malawi. And one Lake Malawi cichlid I plan on keeping is the lemon jake peacock. And this is a lemon jake peacock. It is a very gorgeous African cichlid. Very pretty cichlid. I love the lemon jake peacock. And then I love the dragon blood peacocks as well. The dragon blood peacocks are very gorgeous fish as well. You can't go wrong with a dragon blood peacock. And then we've got the Eureka peacock cichlid. The Eureka peacock cichlid is also a very nice peacock cichlid from Lake Malawi that I'm going to be keeping. Now, these next couple of Malawi cichlids I have under consideration, but I've been told they're very aggressive, but they are beautiful. You can't deny how beautiful they are. The Malawi gar is a beautiful Malawi cichlid. The Malawi eyebiter is a beautiful Malawi cichlid as well, also known as the compressiceps cichlid. Then we've got a beautiful fusco. A beautiful fusco is also another beautiful African cichlid. And then we've got the giraffe cichlid. And then we've got the Malawi hawk. Now, to me, the Malawi hawk looks like an adorable Squidward. I think this looks just like a Squidward, but it's still a very cool Malawi cichlid, Malawi predatory hap. So today we're going to be talking all about Lake Malawi cichlids. We're going to talk about mbunas, we're going to talk about peacocks, and we are going to talk about haps. We're going to talk about the water parameters for Lake Malawi. We're going to talk about the different Lake Malawi species. For example, did you know mbunas are rock-dwelling African cichlids from Lake Malawi, while peacocks and haps are open-swimming African cichlids? We're going to discuss that on our show tonight. And we're also going to discuss many other things about Lake Malawi cichlids. As always, should you have any questions on Lake Malawi cichlids, please feel free to post them in the comments below, and we will get to your questions as best as we can. Now, Facebook is a pain in the butt. I am broadcasting live on Facebook Fish Group Aquarium Obsession right now, but Facebook removed third-party apps. So I broadcast live using StreamYard. So I don't see Facebook comments as soon as I see the YouTube comments. So if you're watching on Facebook, please bear with me. I have to read your comments from my tablet here, and I have to also host a show at the same time. So please bear with me if I don't get to your comments right away on Facebook. I am not ignoring you or anything, but I am just currently occupied hosting a show. So we're waiting for Josh. Josh should be here momentarily. But while we wait for Josh, let's talk of African cichlids. You know, I've always liked Frontosa. Frontosa have always been a dream African cichlid of mine, a dream fish of mine. I like the Burundi Frontosa. I like the blue Moba Frontosa. I like the red Frontosa. So Frontosas were one of the African cichlids that I've always considered keeping. And then I saw dragon bloods. I saw OB peacocks. I saw star sapphires. I saw blue dolphin cichlids. I said, those are beautiful as well. And then I took a liking to African cichlids. Before, I wasn't really interested in the African cichlids. I wasn't a big fan of them, but now, slowly but surely, I'm becoming a bigger and bigger fan of African cichlids. I myself am not a fan of the mbunas, but there are some beautiful mbunas out there. I like the peacocks and the haps. So I like the OB peacocks, I like the lemon jakes, I like the sunshine peacocks. And for the haps, I like some of the predatory haps out there. And there's just so much beautiful African cichlids out there. And you really can't go wrong with an African cichlid display tank. I like to tell people that African cichlids are like the next best thing compared to saltwater. They're like the next highest level of freshwater. And really, Josh has been educating me and telling me that African cichlids aren't really that difficult to keep. They just need a little bit of a higher pH than your Central and South American cichlids will require. So we're still waiting for our co-host, Josh, to show up. He had to step out for a moment, but he will be here momentarily. And it's going to be a great show. We're going to talk about Lake Malawi cichlids. So in the meantime, while we wait for our co-host, Josh, we're going to go ahead and take a little intermission. This will be our only intermission. And hopefully when we come back from intermission, we'll have Josh here and we'll be ready to start the show. This intermission is being brought to us by our supporters, Oasis Aquatics. And right now, Oasis Aquatics has some beautiful African cichlids in stock. They've got BC10s. They've got blue dolphins. They've got blue Kigma Frontosas, blue Moba Frontosas, black widow Frontosas, and more. It's also being brought to us by Little Egypt Aquarium Club and all of our great supporters. When we come back, our friend Josh Watts should be here, and we'll get started on discussing Lake Malawi cichlids.
So my name is Tom. I started fish keeping when my grandfather dug a fish tank out of the attic when I was about 5 years old.
So my name's Matt. I'm part of Oasis Aquatics. Been doing this for a long time. Started when I was about 7 years old. 22 years of doing this business.
I'm 29 years old now. I never stopped. There wasn't a day in between where I did not think about fish keeping.
I was doing a vet tech job for many years. Eventually I stopped that because this is my passion in my life.
Matt and I have known each other far too long, as many friendships should be.
And you're like, you know what? We need a fish store. There's no fish stores around here. So we had to make it easy access for everyone, to have many varieties from the little small stuff for everyone to the monster fish keeper people.
No matter what it is that you're looking to do, we can provide it for you.
Aquascapeonline is proud to support Aqua, Cardinale and Aquatic Wetline. Aquascapeonline is an online exotic freshwater fish shop owned by Pedro Villegas, who specializes in piranhas, stingrays, cichlids, catfish, and more. Aquascapeonline has been monster fish keepers' go-to place for exotic large growing predatory fish for over a decade. Looking for a specific type of piranha? Aquascape carries both Pygocentris and Cerasalmus. We also have Exodon tetras, wolf fish, African tiger fish, and other toothy aquatic monsters. Check us out today. www.aquascapeonline.com.
Fish keepers, I'm inviting you to another big interview. It's 1 year in the making. On Saturday, May 18th, a part of the 2-year anniversary for Saturday Live, I am going to be interviewing the owner of Aquascapeonline.com. My special guest for Saturday, May 18th will be Aquascapeonline owner Pedro Villegas. Get ready to learn about Aquascapeonline. Get ready to learn about piranhas and stingrays. I am really excited to have Pedro Villegas, the owner of Aquascapeonline, on this 2-year anniversary of Saturday Live, Saturday, May 18th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Mark your calendars and get ready to hear Pedro and I talk about tropical fish.
Little Egypt Aquarium Club is a proud supporter of Aqua, Cardinale, and Aquatic Wetline. Little Egypt Aquarium Club is an aquarium club in Red Bud, Illinois, but it's also an online tropical fish supplies website. On the Little Egypt Aquarium Club website, you'll find tropical fish food such as repashy and flakes. You'll also find medications and breeding supplies and even live angel fish. Everything and anything you may need for your freshwater aquarium can be found at Little Egypt Aquarium Club. Orders over $200 get free shipping. Little Egypt Aquarium Club is giving a 10% discount by using the code ALEX. Remember, save 10% by using coupon code ALEX. Little Egypt Aquarium Club, my Shopify. Come.
Hey fish keepers, Aqua Cardinale, owner and founder of Facebook Fish Keeping Group. Yep, we like fish keeping. My goal today is to invite you to join my Facebook group. Yep, we like fish keeping. We welcome fish keepers from all over the world. We welcome fish keepers of all ages. On Yep, we like fish keeping, you can post photos and videos of your tropical fish. You can ask tropical fish questions. You can share your Facebook fish groups on Mondays and Fridays, and you can also interact with other fish keepers. This group is just starting, so help us grow. Check out Yep, We Like Fish Keeping on Facebook, or click the link in the episode description.
Do you have an obsession for aquariums and tropical fish? Well, so does Aqua Cardinale. And that's why he is now an admin on the wonderful Facebook fish keeping and aquarium group Aquarium Obsession. It's also why I'm so happy to tell you about this group. It is a place for every fish keeper, whether you are keeping freshwater or saltwater or even goldfish. We also welcome reptile and amphibian enthusiasts. Aquarium Obsession is one of the only Facebook fish keeping groups where our members come first, and we want them to feel part of our fish family. Members are encouraged to participate in group activities such as Aquatic YouTube Thursdays. Fish tubers are welcome to share any of their fish keeping or reptile videos on Thursdays. We also have knowledgeable staff including Aqua. So what are you waiting for? Come find out what the obsession is about our group. Check out Aquarium Obsession on Facebook today and join our group. Type Aquarium Obsession in the search bar or go to this link, www.facebook.com/groups/JOMF group.
Let's kick off the first Saturday in May in style. The next Saturday live with Alex Cardinale is going to be awesome. Live Saturday, May 4th, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It's the first Saturday live of May. As we get closer to our 2-year anniversary of Saturday Live, we take another blast from Saturday past as we replay an interview with bowler Enzo Lombardi. The Oasis Aquatics featured fish is the menacing alligator gar. Aquascapeonline featured fish is the pariah piranha. Aqua Alex's featured fish is the vulture catfish. The animal of the world will be the green iguana. Learn all about the reptile that has invaded Florida, the green iguana. Sergeant Slaughter will have facts on Palm Beach Gardens Mall and Chick-fil-A. WWE fan Alex Cardinale will make his presence felt as he reviews and recaps WWE Backlash France. Plus, Karens of the Week, funny videos, crumbled cookie spotlight, pros and cons of TikTok, and so much more. It's live Saturday, May 4th, 2024 at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale. May the 4th be with you.
You are invited to a big celebration on Saturday, May 18th, 2024. Saturday, May 18th, 2024, will be the 2-year anniversary of Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale. Can you believe it's been 2 years since Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale debuted? The 2-year anniversary of Saturday Live this year is being known as Second Saturday Live. It's live Saturday, May 18th, 2024 at a special start time at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. 2 amazing special guests are stopping by to join the party. Incredibly talented rapper Ryan Serene returns and will discuss his newest album called The Tide after 1 year of waiting. Aquascapeonline's Pedro Villegas will be our main event special guest. Learn about Aquascapeonline, piranhas, stingrays and more. Plus there will be a huge surprise for fish keepers. Chef Alex will get in the kitchen and show you how to make penne alla vodka and peach cobbler. Aqua Alex gets new fish, but what type? Detective Alex Cardinale makes a rare appearance to discuss the O.J. Simpson case. Oasis Aquatics and Aquascapeonline featured fish, funny videos throughout the show, Karens of the Week, and everything you already love. Mark your calendars. It's live Saturday, May 18th, 2024 at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on YouTube channel The Real Alex Cardinale.
Okay, perfect timing. Our African cichlid guru is here. Let me bring on Josh Watts. Josh, how you doing today, sir?
Yeah, not too bad.
That's good.
Just outside, not in front of the fish tank this time.
No, that's okay.
Why
no
not?
problem.
That's what we're here for.
That's awesome. So what should people know about Lake Malawi cichlids?
Lake Malawi cichlids, very easy to look after. Can be very peaceful and can also be aggressive. As I mentioned last week with Lake Malawi's, do your research first before you take the dive into African cichlids. Always do your research first.
That's very true, and that's true for any part of the aquarium hobby, really.
Yep, exactly. But it especially goes with African cichlids, especially your Lake Malawis, because there's so many different species of them, and there's still, to this day, still discovering more. And they're going to be the the really rare ones, and you will not see in your aquarium stores for months, if not years, until they exactly know what they are.
That's very true. There are thousands of different Lake Malawi species. Many of them probably not in the hobby yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, but then there's also ones that are in the hobby as we speak, and the ones that are hard to find are usually the good rare ones, and that's where you pay good money for them. But that's for another day when we discuss that later. But yeah, Malawis, they're a lot of fun. And the colours that you can get out, that are the variant colours that you get with them. So don't think they're just straight out, oh, they're just blue and that's it. They come in a variety of colours. There's whites, there's blues, there's blacks, there's yellows, oranges. There's pink, there's silver. There's metallic colours in some. There's brownish. There's a brownish colour. There's reds. Just about any colour under the rainbow you'll find with Lake Malawi cichlids. Regardless, more into the water of the haps. Maybe a couple of the mbunas, but I haven't seen any that are like a yellowy brown yet, or something like that. I haven't seen any like that. All I've seen is just your standard blue and blacks.
That's cool. So what are the water parameters for Lake Malawi?
You just broke up in my ear. Sorry, Alex, could you politely repeat yourself?
Yeah, no problem. Sorry about that. What are the water parameters for Lake Malawi?
No, all good. Water parameters.
Oh, I think we froze.
It's I'd say again. So yeah, sorry about that. I'll just say it over again. So with your water parameters for Lake Malawi cichlids is your parameters at 8.0 to 8.4, but I go right in the middle with Lake Malawi's. I'm happy with 8.2 because then you're right in the middle. The only way that you're going to falter and have issues with Lake Malawi's is if it is one of two things. You have a sudden pH swing and it goes up over 8.4. You're going to have some issues. You won't lose any, but they'll become really lazy, very lethargic, and they'll stay real deep down the bottom of the tank because your pH will raise, or should I say will rise up, and the strongest be down the bottom. So your fish are up the top is where the stronger pH will be if you have a pH swing, but 99.9% of the time they'll be down the very bottom because it's where your pH the tank in the end will become the same as the top. So it's like a balancing effect. Recommendation 8.2 to be successful and make your Malawi cichlids really happy and really active. 8.2, they love it.
So how can you get the pH to be 8.2? Is there specific products you could use? Oh, we must be having tech issues here. Oh, there we go.
It's It's called Aquapex. It's a potassium, or it says African KH buff. It's a KH buffer. Now that'll help your pH. It will stay stable. Well, it'll boost it to 8.4 no matter what. So you can't drop it. That'll do your KH at the same time. So it's 2 in 1. Or if you're not chasing KH, but you will have to eventually, is the Secan Lake Victoria Malawi buffer. That'll go from 8.0 to 8.4. You could use Lake Tanganyika buffer in there, but I highly do not suggest just go straight Lake Tanganyika buffer because it's got a different ingredient in it.
That's very, very important to know. Shout out to Jeff, who's in the house, and Jeff says, African cichlids are so overrated. Don't get me wrong, they are amazing and beautiful, but I think South American cichlids are better.
I can understand where Jeff's coming from. For the wild frontier, as I call the continent of Africa, the African cichlids, as we know them at this present time, yeah, you are correct. Some of them are heavily overrated, and some of them are very underrated. It's just like your South and Central American cichlids. Some of them are very overrated. Some of them are very underrated. It's like the frontoses. If you love your Africans from Lake Tanganyika, they're very underrated in some of the species because they're so expensive and no one can afford them. But if you would get, say, with the South and Central American cichlids, your most underrated and most abused is your red Oscars or your tiger Oscars. They're one of the most highly abused and underrated fish there is because they're actually, everyone goes, oh, but they're aggressive. They can be, but if you look after them right and you vary any fish's diet constantly, you'll find that any fish will just come to the surface and they'll be like a water dog, a puppy dog. They'll always follow you. They're always happy. You can't go wrong. Africans are exactly the same. They have that same interaction with their owner or owners, like your big South American cichlids do, like your Oscars. Your Geophagus is another one. I've seen Geophagus do it as well. And Jack Dempsey's do it, and your Eliotti and Firemouth cichlids are definitely a classic. So it's all about the interaction and how you interact with your fish. So, like with your African cichlids, for people that are starting to think about African cichlids are a mammoth brooder. So after the male has fertilized, the female will pick them up and store them in her mouth, and under the chin is a classic example. It'll have the bulge under the chin, and that's where the eggs stay in her mouth. She won't eat for at least 28 days, sometimes longer with some certain species, until they hatch. And when the mouth gets too when they get too full, the female will spit live fry. Now with American, South and Central American cichlids, they just lay their eggs on something flat. So
Oh, I think you froze again.
Each gene is different when it comes to how they breed, but it doesn't matter. Any side of the hobby, Africans, some of them are overrated. A lot of them are underrated. And the same with South and Central Americans. If you just love fish in general, there's no difference. I just love both. I love my South and Central Americans, and I love my Africans no matter what.
I agree 100% with you. So, what are the best Lake Malawi cichlids for beginners?
Best Lake Malawi cichlids for beginners. Something hardy. So OB peacocks are definitely worth a go. If you're going to tiptoe your way very slowly into African cichlids. So we'll just use the OB peacocks for an example, or the blood dragon. Blood dragons are one of the most hardiest African cichlids there are. They can cop punishment.
Yeah, the dragon bloods are actually beautiful African cichlids.
Yeah, they get pretty big too. They'll get up to about, in hindsight, they'll get anywhere between 15 to 21.5 centimeters long. And the older they get, the brighter and more vibrant that red becomes.
Nice. I definitely want to get a couple of them when I get my tank up.
You'll have fun, trust me.
So would you say mbunas are kind of aggressive compared to haps and peacocks?
Pretty much, mbunas will be. It just depends on the species. Like, there's a certain one that I've found and I've trialed, and unfortunately I lost my colony of them. And they're a parallelus cichlid. So basically the same as your Majanios or whatever the hell how it's pronounced. Very similar to them, but the parallelus is actually a bigger version. Very protective of the female. The male's very protective of the females. Can be a bugger to other fish, regardless if it's a hap or other mbunas. But if the balance is right, you'll never have a problem mixing haps and mbunas. You just got to get that balance right.
Very well said. So we have a question from a viewer. They want to know the recommended tank size for beginners for African cichlids.
Okay, so to answer that viewer's question, there is no beginner size. It goes, the way how I've learned with it is, what is your budget? So if you've got a decent budget you've got put away, and you want your tank constantly moving, I'd be looking at a 5. I'm going to use feet here. I'm not familiar with the gallon side of things. So you want between a 5 by 2 foot tank, or maybe a 6 by 2 foot tank. They're the biggest you'll need. And then you've got to think about your filtration, if you want it to be sumped, or you go a decent canister filter. A good fish, a good sized tank, only if you want a couple, you could go a 4 foot tank, or the bare minimum a 3 foot.
That's true. Bigger is always better when it comes to the aquarium hobby.
Especially when it comes to African cichlids, bigger the better. But always think of your budget first. Just don't go out and look, oh yeah, I've found a really good tank, yada, 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 and all that. Think of your budget first, because at the African side of the freshwater hobby, can get expensive if you rush into it. Take your time.
Duly noted. I'll make sure I take note of that.
Yep. And just another good thing for point of view for your viewer there that mentioned that question. To make your Africans pop, don't go a full spectrum light. Get a marine light, just a LED, just a LED light, but make it marine because it'll make the colours of your Africans pop. And I mean, they'll instantly pop once they're reaching maturity. They'll just be in your face all the time, and you'll be there sitting in front of your tank day in, day out. You won't leave it alone. The marine light will do wonders, and you'll have less of an issue with algae in the long run.
I agree. So speaking of mbunas are rock-dwelling cichlids, right?
Love to hide in rocks. I wouldn't call them rock dwellers, but they love to hide in rocks. They'll hide inside rocks. They'll hide under them. They're very good at digging. Say compared to a hap, the mbunas will dig. They'll dig under rocks. They love being inside them too, just along with some haps. It's all about protection for mbunas because haps. See, mbunas, it's just a constant battle and no one wins. So that's why I said earlier, you got to make sure you got the balance right.
How should one set up an mbuna tank?
To set up just a straight out mbuna tank, you need a lot of substrate. So the finer the better. Don't use gravel. Use aragonite or crushed coral. You want the granules between 0.1 and 3 millimeters granules at the most. If you can find finer, better. And your rocks, you can't just buy any Joe Blog rock from a local fish store or an aquarium or something like that. You got to work out. You got to keep your parameters in check. So to keep them in check is Texas Holy Rock. You buy Texas Holy Rock. Make sure when you bring it home, you've got a bathtub close by. Just fill up. You put the rock in, put the bath plug in, turn it on with cold water. Don't use primer or anything. Just fill it. Let the water go over the rock. Completely submerge the rock so the water's completely over the rock fully. That'll bring out all the mud and dust and whatever else is inside it because it comes from the ground. It's not a river rock. It comes from under the ground, and you will always, 9 out of 10 times, find mud, old tree roots, bit of grass. You could find anything in it. It's a good thing with Texas Holy Rock. Soak it first for at least an hour, maybe 2, depending on the size and how big or how small those holes are.
That's very good to know. So peacocks and haps are open swimming African cichlids, right?
Yeah, exactly. You'll have to. They're constantly active. OB peacocks constantly active, and with OB peacocks, got to make sure with OB peacocks you have you have more than five minimum is your minimum. If you're limited on tank size, you want to go no more than say 15, depending on the size of your tank. You can go, if you go more, you're not going to have overcrowding issues. You could start noticing the aggression side. If you want to keep all males, that's the proper suggestion. If you want to keep all males, you won't have the aggression issue as much as you would if you had a couple of females in there, because everyone will fight over them. If you want to do both, 5 females to 1 male. They can be all in the same school and everything, so just keep that in mind. 5 females per 1 male. So if you've got 20, so that'll be, say, what's that? 5, 10, 15. So let's say 20, 23 you get. So you got 20 females to 3 females, and the others won't bother. They'll just stool in and fit in with the others, and the males will think they're kingpin. But my rule of thumb is it's 5 females. Sorry, 5 females to 1 male.
Very good. So it's very important to note that we should never feed bloodworms to Lake Malawi or any African cichlids.
Never feed your Africans, regardless what lake they come from, Malawi, Tanganyika, or Victoria. Don't ever feed your African cichlids bloodworms. You're going to be in for a lot of pain because it bloats their tummy. And we all know what bloat is when it comes to your South and Central Americans. Africans are no different. Your South and Central Americans can handle bloodworms because they've got a different intestinal system and digestive system compared to an African.
So, what is Lake Malawi bloat caused by?
Malawi bloat, did you say?
Yes.
Exactly the same thing as bloat with South and Central Africa, South and Central Americans. Nearly said Africans. It's exactly the same thing. Your Malawis are more susceptible to bloat. It could be a number of things. It could be caused by overfeeding. It could be caused by poor water quality, not keeping up with your regular maintenance with your tank, not checking your KH. That's a classic indicator. Your KH for Lake Malawi is a must. That can cause Malawi bloat. There's a number of things, and I'm lucky. I've never had Malawi bloat, but I've had more of the issue with sticky fin every now and then, and the occasional Popeye ick. I have had ick probably once or twice with the African side of thing, but I'm extremely lucky on that point. But Malawi bloat is not nice. There could be a cure for it with some medication, but I'm lucky I haven't gone through that yet. But I'll find whatever information I can. I don't mind passing it on to Alex for a quick segment during the week through his other shows, just to fill that part in with about the Malawi bloat side of things. I'm just lucky I haven't had it yet.
Thank God. I remember that scene in that movie, Deuce Bigelow, where they said the lionfish have Malawi bloat.
Yeah, exactly.
So what would you say is your favorite Lake Malawi cichlid?
My absolute favorite Lake Malawi cichlid is the black litterbait. The black litterbait with the orange fin. They're rare, hard to find, and not easy to breed. Yeah, they're the ones. That's your black litterbait. They're extremely rare. For the genuine ones. There's a lot of ones saying, "Oh, these are genuine." I guarantee you they're not. Oh yeah, they're beautiful. As you see the yellow line through its head and down its top fin. If it's a pure yellow with a touch of orange in it, you've got something really special. And under its tummy, all its fins below, they are real dark, deep orange, nearly to a red. You want to look after them because they're the ones everyone's chasing. The pure ones, not the not the fourth or fifth generation ones down. Everyone wants the close to the wild caught or F1, F2s.
So are they hard to keep, the ones that you like?
The black lithobates, I've had trouble trying to keep them alive. Yeah, because they don't like sudden swings with pH or KH. You've got to try and find a way to keep it stable.
One of my favorite Lake Malawis is the lemon jake. They're a very beautiful Lake Malawi cichlid.
The lemon jake, they are nice. The bigger they are, the more vibrant that yellow is, that you can see on its fins there, and the deeper that blue becomes. They're very classic. Actually, they're up amongst one of the easiest to keep out of the haps.
They're gorgeous. And we talked about the dragon bloods earlier. They're pretty cool looking too.
Yeah, they're very cool. They can be aggressive, so just keep that in mind. But they are great for beginners.
And then we have the Eureka, which is a very cool looking one too. The Eureka.
Oh, the Eureka. Yep, the Eureka red. Yeah, I've had them. I've lost all mine, but I know where to get them. They take about 2 or 3 months before the colours pop. So it's all about food and varying their diet to make that colour absolutely become eye-popping to anyone that looks at them. They don't take long to grow, so the Eureka Reds. They're very similar to like the red flame tail peacocks, exactly, nearly the same. Very hard to tell the difference.
And then we have the Venista cichlid, or the giraffe cichlid. They're very cool looking.
Yeah, the Nemocromus venustus, they're an awesome fish. They do very well with 1 male and 5 females, but they're very hard to tell the sex at such a young age, unless you're fish keeper at your local fish store or aquarium can pick them at such a small size. If not, just take the risk. Just buy 3 or 4 and just grow them in a tank on their own. The females, if you're not aware, females with Africans, it's not about the eggs, those yellow spots that you see on the back of towards their tail. It's the shape of the tail. Females will be rounded. Your males will be long and pointed. At the point goes past the meat of the tail, you've got a male. If it's round and it doesn't get to the meat of the tail, it's a female. And the females are usually slightly less dull in colour.
Yeah, that's true. Females are less colorful than the males.
Yeah, unless you're silly enough to feed your Africans colouring enhancing food, then you won't be able to tell the difference, what's male or what's female, unless you look at the tails. Not the tails, the anal fin, I should say. That's the only way how you can tell.
That's good to know. But also, if you see Africans with babies in their mouth, that means you got a female.
Yeah, but with Africans, don't expect them to breed straight away. It could take you 6 to 8 months after they reach that full size and they're all in colour. It could take 18 months, could take a couple of years. Or the worst case scenario, it just won't happen at all. But that's just the breaks with them. It comes back to how well you look after your tank, especially the water parameters. The cleaner it is, the better your chance is for yours to breed.
That's cool. So what does OB stand for OB peacocks?
Orange blotch.
Nice.
So
That's easy to understand now.
Yep. So if you've got a picture of an OB peacock, I'll try and give you an indication where the OB side of it came from. That's only if you've got one. If not, you can do it another time.
I can get a picture up for you. Let me just download.
Yeah, no dramas. Yep.
Sorry, my computer's going slow, really quick.
Yep, I know the feeling.
Here we go. I'll just do this one.
Oh, sorry, my bird in the background.
That's okay. I like birds.
When it no, it's just my Alexander, and she misses a big fella.
Is that a macaw?
No, that's an Alexandrine, Nepalese Alexandrine, female one. Yep, very much so. Yep, there we go. Now let's. Yep. Now it's the way how you can tell where the name OB came from. Now we look at the top of its dorsal fin at the very top of the head, and then you've got the edge of the gill plate there, and you've got that the black lines. There should be a dark reddish orange blotch there. It's just like as if someone's just grabbed a Nico pen or a felt tip pen and just scribbled a. They're not a ornamental fish, and they're just, everybody loves OB peacocks. There's some really nice ones. There's some very plain. Yeah, there's some very nice ones, and there's some very plain, dull and boring ones. It's all just personal choice. But the ones that I've got, I've had other ones in the past. If you want something really eye-catching out of the OB peacock gene, is look at there's a red, there's pink, and there's blue, and a bit of orange. And if they're all mixed in together and it has that marble effect, look after them. Because a lot of people, if you can get them to breed, a lot of people will come running after you and asking you, what are you selling them for? So hold on to them.
They are beautiful. I do like the OB peacocks a lot. Some of them.
Yeah, oh yeah, they were a lot of fun. Just 1 second.
No problem.
So yeah, they're all good. It just depends what a person wants out of them, out of Lake Malawi's, and what they want their tank to be. Do they want it to be busy? Do they want it constantly to move? Or they just want it peaceful and very light moving? It's just a personal choice. Everyone's different. Like with me, I had my original 6 foot that we all saw last week. I had that thing. I had that overstocked. That thing, my 6 foot constantly moved.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think the
the more activity with your African cichlids, the better. It just depends what you want out of it. If you want it constantly busy, or you just want it very light, hardly anything moving. It's a personal choice.
Now there are some unique monster predatory haps like the Malawi hawk. Looks like Squidward here.
Yeah, they're a bugger. You can keep that to yourself. Yeah, they're extremely aggressive, very fast. You can tell by the shape of the Malawi hawk. They're built for speed. Very stealth ambush predator. They love to hide in rocks, and they'll just wait for their prey to swim past, and they're just like grease lightning. That fish is gone.
They do look unique, but they're too aggressive for most people.
Yeah, I won't have them. I just don't like them.
But of all of them, I like the Fusco the most. It looks like a blue Venestus.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? With the way how the patterns there. But don't be fooled. That is not a Venustus. That is another classic ambush predator as well.
The VC10 kind of looks like a Fusco a little bit.
VC10s, I've never had a problem with VC10s. I've heard the goods and the negatives about them. Everyone has their own opinion. I find VC10s, if kept in the right got the right numbers and everything, they're peaceful. But yes, they're very nice, beautiful fish once they're fully matured.
Is there anything else people should know about Lake Malawi cichlids?
I think we've nearly covered everything for Lake Malawi cichlids. Just got to balance their diet. So don't, as Alex mentioned earlier, don't feed bloodworms. You want to stick with mysis shrimp, brine shrimp, and good sinking pellets. And you want your pellets to be a probiotic, just to help you out. Saves you buying the keeper a fortune on buying medication if something happens. Get the good stuff.
That's very important, and it'll help you in the long run too.
Exactly.
So next week we can talk about Lake Tanganyika.
Oh, my favorite lake out of them all.
Me too. You got Frontosa, Tropheus, and many other beautiful cichlids.
Yeah, and then you got the emperor cichlid. Yeah. I don't have a tank big enough for one of them. If I did, yeah, I'd have a couple.
They're beautiful.
Well, they're big, very big, built for speed. Another classic ambush predator is the emperor cichlid from Lake Tanganyika.
They're very beautiful fish, but they're aggressive, and they get massive.
Yeah, very. I haven't seen what they look like with their mouth open yet, but I am on the hunt. I am trying to find how well built their mouths are. You can tell they're strong mouths. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if how big their teeth are, or they're very similar to like let's just say an Oscar for an example. Oscar's got small. Words otherwise known as. So yeah, it would be interesting.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, all good.
Well, I want to thank you so much for being on tonight's show. You did a great job again.
Yep, no dramas. Well, I just love helping everybody out. That's what I'm here for.
I can't wait to talk about Lake Tanganyika next week.
Oh yeah, as I said, my favourite lake out of them all.
You have a great day now. Thank you so much for another great show.
Yep, thanks very much for having me.
Thank you very much for watching this live stream of the Real Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed the show. I want to thank you all for your patronage for the last 10 years. It's going to be incredible riding into the future with more awesome live streams and videos. Aqua Alex Cardinale, Chef Alex Cardinale, WWE fan Alex Cardinale, Detective Alex Cardinale, and the Real Alex Cardinale would like to thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this live stream, please smash that like button. If you are new to my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button and become a legendary viewer and a legendary Cardinale. Check out the Real Alex Cardinale on social media. Facebook Alex Cardinale, American Alex. Instagram instagram.com/Alex Cardinale 93. Fish keepers, please join our amazing Facebook fish keeping group Aquarium Obsession. Check out and support Oasis Aquatics, our amazing supporter since July of 2023. www.oasisaquaticsnj.com. Follow Oasis Aquatics on Facebook and Instagram. Have a good night and thanks for watching. Stay legendary.